Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual, guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. So let's start with this. Xpeng CEO visits NIO and Xiaomi at the Guangzhou Auto Show and calls for collaboration. That's a good thing, actually. But interestingly enough, William Li, the CEO of NIO, called for collaboration over a year ago, and it fell on deaf ear. No one wanted to listen, except for CATL, because they saw the winning business model. The rest, when they heard collaboration, they probably saw it as a threat, because at the time they understood NIO's business model, that it's a winning business model. But NIO was not selling a lot of cars at the time, and I talked about that on my last video, due to awareness. That's all. So none of them even replied to this collaboration that NIO CEO thought about first. No one wanted to collaborate. They also did something that NIO CEO didn't want them to do, which was putting out weekly registration numbers. But they did that because they were outselling NIO by a wide margin. Again, one, because of awareness, two, because they sell low-end junk and NIO sells high-end premium EVs. Now that NIO is selling sub-brands that are competing against their low-end junk, the competition low-end junk, and NIO's delivery numbers are going through the roof, and we are in a profitable quarter, no longer do they want registration numbers to be shown. I wonder why. Well, I think the collaboration should still take place nevertheless, even though William Li first came up with the idea and no one wanted to listen. I think William Li is the type of guy that will still go ahead and agree with the collaboration, even though Xpeng, now wants to do it out of desperation. That's the difference. But Firefly November deliveries to exceed October record, the brand chief says, and this is being reported by EV. Firefly will surpass its October delivery record this month. We know ES8 will surpass it this month. We know the ET5 will surpass its record this month, and so on and so on. The brand chief Daniel Jin said on Sunday, as the brand prepares to expand to 14 new markets within the next months. Let me say that again. As the brand prepares to expand to 14 new markets, 14, 1-4, within the next months, we all know why we should never sell our shares of NIO at this price point. We know that the company just went from infancy to, let's say, a little teenager. Yes, we're just a little teenager. We still didn't grow into an adult yet. In November, our deliveries numbers will be more than this, rest assured, he said. During a media session in Shenzhen on Sunday, attended by EV, while pointing to October record figures. Yes, the same Firefly that the albino said was polarizing, and he asked, what do you think? Well, what do you think now, albino? Firefly delivered 5,912 vehicles in October, representing a 2% increase from September, 5,775 units according to the company's data. Jin comments suggest November deliveries will exceed 5,912 units, though he declined to provide a specific guidance, because no one can say what the exact number would be. Even though they have a pretty good idea by now, they don't like to tell. Internally, until the end of the month, we do sales projections week by week, but we don't announce them publicly, the executive said. The brand announced on Friday at the Guangzhou Auto Show that it had reached 30,000 cumulative deliveries, and I spoke about that in a previous video. Beyond the near-term record, Jin outlined delivery targets anticipating market slowdown from policy changes. The brand expects to reach monthly deliveries to 6,500 units following an anticipated first quarter 2026 slowdown, he said. We set an internal target of trying to maintain a very stable delivery months of around 6,000 to 6,500. And imagine this little premium boutique little car is outselling its segment, and that comes to us shareholders as no surprise, because it's unlike the segment that it's in, which is low end. Even though it's cheaper in terms of the price point, it is superior in every way possible. It's like driving a high-end Neo car. And this is our target, Jin stated. The timeline suggests Firefly anticipates achieving that level by the second quarter of 2026, following what Jin described as a difficult period for Chinese competitors adjusting to halved tax incentives. China will reduce its new energy vehicle purchase tax exemption from $4,220 starting January 2026, maintaining the lower level through 2027. The current 10% vehicle tax exemption capped at 30,000 yuan expires on December 31st. And perhaps it's because the Chinese government realized that most of the population has woken up to understanding that pure EVs is the way to go now. It's, less maintenance, way less maintenance, technologically advanced, and this is what the young Chinese want. They want a computer on wheels. So there's no need to give the incentives to help cause the sales to keep increasing. It will increase organically now. Basically, we foresee that quarter one next year gonna be hard for all the Chinese competitors because of the tax policy change, right? Jin stated. And so Q1 2026 will be tough, but after Q1, think the market will rebound. At Q1 next year, that'll be tough, and we think from Q2, from March, April, and May, we should be able to climb to that number Jin added, referring to the 6,000, 6,500 deliveries. So we all know that NIO has backlog of orders for the ES8 and other brands going into next year. So even though the market is going to slow down, our delivery numbers wouldn't slow down that much. We will be still trying to keep up with demand. Whereas Li Auto continues to crumble and Xpeng will follow suit. Remember I said that, just like I was saying Tesla will crumble, and people are saying, but look at the share price. Yes, you can still look at the share price because that's the game that is played on Wall Street. They will keep pumping it knowing that it's a failed business model, knowing fully well that they're losing sales year over year for the last 3 years. And we saw what NIO did to them in October. We crushed them in China. I hope you guys found this video yet again to be informational, inspirational, and motivational. If so, guys, boop, boop, boop. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as to how the games are played on Wall Street. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.